Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Talk to Georgian live chat. My name is Jenny Thompson. I am the social media specialist here at Georgian College. Today we have a really fun live chat topic. Today we're going to be talking all about food and nutrition and those awesome summer barbecues now that the weather is getting hotter. So we're going to be talking to a couple different people, including Anthony Bevan, who is a professor and coordinator of culinary programs at Georgian's Owen Sound campus. As well, we're going to be chatting with Shannon Roode, who's a part-time faculty member in our food and nutrition management program. So they're going to be joining us in just a couple minutes. So you might be wondering, what should I make for dinner tonight? Or how do I make a delicious barbecue meal this summer? Or maybe, like me sometimes, you're snacking nonstop these days, being at home so much. What are some healthier options? So whatever your food nutrition questions are, just put them down below in the comment bar there, and we'll do our best to get through as many as we can today. As well, just a note, we're going to have Sid from our International Center. He's going to be using the IC Georgian account handle. He will be in the comments helping answer some of those questions that we can't get to today. And for international students especially, please check out their account, give them a follow. They post lots of updates and information just for international students. As well, they also run live chats 3 times a week on Facebook and Instagram just to connect with our international students and keep everyone connected. So for sure, check them out and give them a follow. After workout snacks, great. We can for sure ask about that too. That's great. So, sorry, I thought I see in one of the comments there. So as well, before we get started, I always like to point people to our website, GeorgianCollege.ca. It's a fantastic resource. It's got tons and tons of information on it, including what we're talking about today. It's also where we post all of our ongoing COVID-19 updates and information for domestic and international students. And a lot of our commonly asked questions are answered on there. So I think we are going to bring in Anthony Bevan just shortly. He's just getting connected now. Okay. All right. So Anthony, we're just going to get you connected. So we've got to, so again, if everyone wants to post their questions in below, and we will for sure have post-workout snacks I've already seen. That's great. And we for sure want to get some more information on those healthy snacks and what we can be having at home. Okay. Okay, sorry guys, we're just going to get Anthony set up here. Okay. Sorry guys. All right, so we're going to get Anthony to come in just a minute just to answer some questions. He's got some great, I think here, he's got some great advice for us on some tasty foods and barbecued meals that we can make this summer as the expert. We're going to be bringing in Anthony Bevan, as I mentioned, who's a professor and coordinator of culinary programs at Georgian's Owen Sound campus. Here we go. Hello, Anthony.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, but I just hope my internet is good.
So far, so good. It's the reality of all of us working from home and learning from home these days. So I always want to start off, Anthony, with asking our guests a little, if they can tell us a little bit about what they do at Georgian.
My role at Georgian is, well, I'm a chef, and I coordinate the culinary programs in the Owen Sound campus. Mm-hmm. So we run a diploma program, a certificate program, apprenticeship programs, and institutional cook programs. I just want to get myself set up here. I wasn't in a good spot. There we go. And so we run all sorts of, I'm trying to get in here so you can see me better. Okay, that's better. Different sorts of cooking programs, obviously from the basic to the advanced. We We do butchery, we do garde-manger, that's kind of doing pickling, fermentation, making cured meats, all of that kind of thing.
Yeah, a bit of everything. That's great. And so now that I want to jump right into sort of that summer barbecue stuff, because we're getting all this hot weather. What are some of your favorite things to barbecue in the summer?
Well, I do a broad range of things. I like to use, I do a lot of marinating. I'll take chicken, different meats, and I'll marinate them. Things like actually salad dressings can sometimes make excellent marinades for meats, for chicken and for shellfish like shrimp. And so keep it nice and light and fresh. I never buy pre-made dressings or any of the processed foods because you lose control over the quality, the flavor, and the ingredients. Fresh is always best.
Yeah. And so is there anything that you could share with our participants today of like a quick, easy dressing that they could make at home?
Yeah, one nice one. Actually, I was doing it for somebody else. A really nice one is a fresh orange dressing, and where you get fresh oranges. They're still available even in these COVID times. And what I do is I'll juice the orange. I'll take some of the zest off, say about a teaspoon of orange zest. That's the very outside of the orange skin. You don't want the white part, just the orange piece on the outside. A grater, you just run it on a grater. And take take a cup of orange juice, fresh orange juice. Don't use the packet. Don't buy the pre-made orange juice. Get it fresh. Put in your teaspoon of the zest, and to that I would add about 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 2 garlic cloves pureed. Put in a pinch of salt, a little bit of black pepper, and then put in the same amount of oil. And I get a good quality olive oil. I find at the supermarket level, probably get Bertolli olive oil. That's probably the least bitter flavored because olive oils, even some of the expensive ones, can be quite bitter. So get yourself something like a Bertolli, and then you can just blend it up or whisk it up or put it in a big jar with a lid and shake it up. And that'll give you a very basic orange dressing. And then if you want to add to that, if you want to get really fancy, you could put in things like green peppercorns, put in some chopped up fresh thyme or fresh oregano if you want to move the flavor up a little bit, or even fresh basil would be nice. So give it a good shake, and that's awesome with something like a tossed salad or an iceberg lettuce. And you could also use that as a marinade for shrimp. Buy the shrimp in the shell, defrost. Just put in enough to give them a good coating and leave them sit like that for about a half an hour in your fridge. And then skewer them, shell and all. Leave the shells on because you get much better flavor on your shrimp if you barbecue them in the shell. So then skewer them and then just barbecue them. But don't overcook them because they get rubbery. And give them a nice good cook on both sides and you're off to the races. So they'd be 2 simple things to do. If you wanted to make a more traditional vinaigrette, you'd use more oil, about 1/3 vinegar. So 1 part vinegar, 3 parts to 4 parts of the oil. And then again, go with the Dijon mustard because mustard is actually a flavor enhancer. Okay, your dressing stays flat without it. And then you can put in a few cloves of pureed garlic, put in your herb of choice. Again, I like thyme is a good neutral one. Basil again is excellent. Oregano, or even mix them, whatever you're feeling like. If you're a bit depressed, throw them all in, and just puree them up, and you'll have a nice vinaigrette dressing.
Yeah. Again, well, I don't know about everyone watching, but I'm very hungry now. So, and for anyone who's at home, maybe furiously trying to write all of these steps down, we are going to be posting
Yeah.
our live chat on our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube channel. So after it's done, so for sure check it out there. You can get all the details.
Another
So, and I
sexy,
know that. Oh, sorry.
I got another sexy recipe for those of you that might be a
Sure.
little more adventurous. In like the local supermarkets like Zara's or superstores, there's an excellent tuna product in the freezer section. It's a yellowfin tuna, and you can make what's called a poke, which is a traditional type of Hawaiian dish. Now, you don't actually cook the tuna, you actually marinate it just for a few moments in a mix of soy, sesame oil, some garlic, and hot sauce. And you can make it as hot as you want, and a little bit of toasted sesame. You cut the tuna up into very small dice and mix it, and you put that on a cracker or on a crouton, toasted piece of bread, and that's awesome. It's very quick, it's very
Yeah.
simple, very delicious, and very tasty. I know people will say, "Oh, it's raw fish," but it's good for you.
Yeah. And I know too that you're not a fan of sort of those store-bought barbecue sauces as well. Do you have any advice
No,
for people on other sauces or marinades that they can use on I guess meat or veggie options?
yeah, the problem I have with the store-bought barbecue sauces, they're full of sugar. And those of you that have used them have probably wondered why your meat burns on the barbecue. Well, it's the sugar in the sauces that's actually burning and it's caramelizing the sugar and burning the sugar. Plus, that I'm not a fan of overly sweet on my barbecue meats or fish. So again, you could use just those simple vinaigrettes, either one, even on some chicken breasts if they're on sale, or if you want to try your hand at boning out a chicken leg, and you can marinate those overnight and then just put them on the barbecue. If you want to go with a more sort of oriental style flavor, then you can buy what's called fish sauce. Some supermarkets will have a fairly large bottle of it for about $3. Now this stuff is horrendously salty. It's made from fermenting fish pieces. Sounds terrible, but tastes delightful. So you put your raw meat, chicken or fish, in a bowl, and you'd use the fish sauce like you would a seasoning. Add to that some soy sauce, some garlic. You could chop up some green onions or just ordinary onion if that's all you have. Again, I like a little bit of mustard in there just to lift the flavors. And you could put in hot sauce. I love the spicy. So again, go with your favorite hot sauce, as hot as you want it. You can get the chili sauce, which is ground up hot chilies in the supermarkets, relatively inexpensive. And just marinate your meat with choice. Pork chops, chicken, even fish is really nice in that one. So you're getting more of that sort of oriental type flavors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds good. And I wanted to ask you too, because I know, we're well, sort of each month or whatever, we get into foods that are in season. Are there any ones coming up in the summer months that you really like to work with and cook with?
Yeah, well, yeah. Now we're things are getting a bit tough now with the COVID. I don't know if you noticed the
Mm.
supermarket shelves are looking a bit light now as well. Um, you can grill vegetables as well and make like vegetable kebabs as well. Marinate them just as you would the meat. So you could
Yeah.
get, peppers are readily available, mushrooms, those types of firmer vegetables that will stay on a skewer will work as well. Um, of
Okay.
course, we've got strawberries, and we're not going to grill them. But a little trick with the fresh Ontario strawberries that are coming up is try them with a little bit of balsamic vinegar and ground black pepper. That is really a nice salad.
Mm.
Just the balsamic and a little sprinkle of black pepper on them. That works really, really well. And it's a little bit different, but it's. I often make some ice cream sometimes with the balsamic and strawberry, and it works out really good.
Ooh, yum. And
And
can you tell me too? Oh, sorry.
go ahead, no.
Oh, I was just going to ask you a little bit about some of those do's and don'ts. You've given us a lot think about for our dinners tonight or for this weekend. When it comes to, I guess, barbecuing in particular, are there any do's and don'ts about cooking on the barbecue that you would
Yeah,
recommend or suggest?
well, make sure you preheat it. Don't just throw the food on and then throw the barbecue on. Always have it preheated. Uh, Sometimes you read where they recommend you brush the bars with oil. I don't recommend that because you'll singe all the hairs off your face and off your arms. Uh, and So pre-oil the meat, just a little rub of vegetable oil of some kind before you put the meat or the fish to the actual bars on your grill, and that'll save you pain trying to get the food up and off, prevent it from sticking. And
Good tip.
there are other things you can get. You can buy containers for putting wood chip in and adding a little bit of smoke in your barbecue as well, so you get a little bit of a smokiness flavor. And that reminds me of a really simple marinade that I love with pork, and that's you just get hot sauce, probably about a half cup of hot sauce. Put in about 12 garlic cloves pureed, and put in 2 teaspoons of honey, and just marinate your pork chops overnight in that. And that's awesome. And put it to the barbecue as well.
Yum. And I want to touch on sides briefly as well. A lot of people will put their corn on the barbecue and or maybe potatoes, stuff like that. Can you tell us about some of those that you like to do or that you
Yeah,
suggest people to give it a try?
yeah. Buy your corn when the Ontario corn comes out. Leave it in the husk and pre-soak it for a few hours in some water, and then barbecue it. And you'll find that the outside will burn, but the inside, when you're finished cooking them, you'll be able to take the husk off, and the inside is really nice and sweet. It really does improve flavor. Potatoes, you can do baked potatoes, or another simple one is just do grilled potatoes. Take your potatoes and just slice them about half an inch thick. Yes, you can leave the skin on. That's where a lot of the goodness is on the potato anyways, just under the skin. And just mix them with a bit vegetable oil, salt, pepper. If you want, put garlic, put some thyme in there, and then just grill them right on the bars. And it's a very simple way. I call them barbecue fries, and they work really well as well. Even asparagus now, that's getting fairly plentiful at the moment. Again, pre-oil them, season them, and cook them, but keep them moving a little bit. Asparagus cooks fairly quick. Or you could get Roma tomatoes. Roma tomatoes hold well during cooking, so you can actually grill them. They won't fall apart like, say, a beefsteak tomato or a tomato on the vine. And season them again. As you say, I love the garlic, the salt, pepper, and oil. It's hard to beat. And just put them on the top bars of your barbecue. Close the lid and let them cook that way. And you can even put a bit of grated cheese on top and let them cook. Works out. It's really nice.
Yeah.
For the more adventurous, you can actually do a pizza in your barbecue as well. A little more skill. You got to make your pizza dough and roll it out or shape it the way you want. Brush it with garlic oil, and then lay it right on the bars for a minute. Turn it over, and then I heat up my tomato sauce and my toppings, and close the lid on the barbecue, and you'll get a beautiful barbecue pizza. They're really delicious, actually. You might have to do it once or twice to get the hang of it, but it's well worth the effort to become your own little pizzeria.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds good. And we have a question here from Kim who's asking about the corn husk. Should it go on the bottom of the grill or the top of the grill, or does that matter?
I like doing them on the higher shelf and on the grill. They get less of the flame, if there are any flames with the other things that you're cooking as well, and it's a bit hotter higher up. So I use the top bar, and it works out great.
Okay, great. Well, I
That.
think we're out of time today to chat. I feel like we could have like another hour just talking about delicious recipes and everything. We're gonna bring in Shannon just to chat a little bit about nutrition in a minute. But thank you so much for your time today, Anthony. I really appreciate it, and I'm so hungry.
I'll send you
So
the recipe. So if
I
anybody
would love
wants
it. I would love
recipe,
it. We can share it
yeah,
on our social media.
okay.
So watch out for Georgian College at Georgian College for that. So thanks so much, Anthony, and enjoy the rest of your day.
I will try. Stay safe.
Okay, it is. All right, take care.
Bye.
Awesome. So, yeah, so I don't know about you guys. I'm starving now after all these hearing these delicious recipes. If you're just joining us, we're chatting today all about food and nutrition and those tasty summer barbecues. Lots of great food ideas and recipe ideas there from Anthony Bevan, who's a professor and coordinator of culinary programs at Georgian College's Owen Sound campus. For any questions that you may have missed, we will be posting our live chat to our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube accounts after it's done. So keep an eye out there. And we know we're focused on one topic today, but we really do want to support you if you have questions about other things. You know, I did see some questions coming in all about how do you access your lockers, fall intake, about fees and that sort of thing. So we really urge you to check out our website, GeorgianCollege.ca. There's a ton of really great resources on there with lots of information, including what we're talking about today. As well, our website has all of our ongoing COVID-19 updates and information. We've answered a lot of commonly asked questions. They're broken down by semester as well in different categories, so definitely check that out. I'll just give you a quick little look at our site. So just GeorgianCollege.ca. And you can't miss it, the orange bar right at the top. If you click there, it will take you to our COVID-19 page. Here you can see where it's all broken down by semester, by different categories. So it's really easy to use. As well, under here, you can see the link to our page just for international students. So if you click there, it will take you to this page with lots more information as well for our students. So for sure, check that out. Lots of great information. So now we're going to be jumping back into questions. We're going to bring in Shannon Roode, who is a part-time faculty member in our food and nutrition management program. We're just going to bring her in. Somebody's asking, what's my name? My name is Jenny Thompson. I am the social media specialist at Georgian College. So now we're going to bring in Shannon to tell us all about some nutrition. Hello, Shannon. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good. It's good to see you.
Excellent.
So,
I just wanted to add something to that corn thing for the barbecue.
Yeah, sure.
If you don't have time to do corn on the barbecue, it's a quick way to do it is leave the husks on, put it in the microwave for a couple minutes, and it comes out just beautifully. So it's quick and fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. That's a good tip. Excellent. So tell us a little bit about what you do at Georgian.
I'm an instructor for the Food Nutrition Managers course. So I have the food service students who come in, and I've taught them quality management sanitation as well as clinical nutrition, and currently we're doing advanced clinical analysis. So, and I'm a registered dietitian, certified. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying I'm a registered dietitian as well as a certified diabetes educator.
Okay, perfect. So tell us, so I want to first off start with sort of Canada's food guide. Welcome everyone to my house. I have a 3-year-old son, so that's who you hear in the background there. My husband is with him. That's okay. That's all right. We will forge on. So tell us, Shannon, a little bit about Canada's Food Guide. Do you recommend we follow it? What is it all about?
Well, the new Canada's Food Guide was just done up this year, 2020, and it's changed considerably. When we last year's 2019's food guide looks completely different than this year's. So we have, this year's food guide is based more on the healthy plate model. And it's also based on evidence and less on what industry wanted us to do. So you'll see that the healthy plate is where you have half the plate coming from fruits and vegetables, quarter of the plate coming from grains and starch, and a quarter plate coming from the meat and alternates. So balancing out your meal like that, you end up getting all the nutrients that you need. It used to be that you put a glass of milk with it, but they've moved the milk in with the protein choices. And the other thing that's gone is juice. We used to put juice in with all the fruits and vegetables, but with the new guideline, we're trying to decrease the amount of extra sugar. And juice is just basically concentrated sugar. The fruit, whole fruit, is great. But if you think about juice and a whole fruit, if you're looking at it from a weight loss or a calorie perspective, a whole orange is only 60 calories. If you have a glass of juice, it's 150 calories. So it's significantly less if you're doing the whole fruit. And if you think about it, if you've ever squeezed fresh orange juice, how many oranges does it take? About 2 or 3 oranges to get a half glass? You've never done that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
So,
for a while.
no. Yeah. So you're concentrating that sugar and you're concentrating it into a volume. So you're having 3 instead of just 1. That's why the calories go up. So that's something that we've changed, where we used to count juice. A half cup of juice would be 1 serving of fruit. We're not doing that anymore. The other thing that the new Canada's Food Guide is doing, it's giving you more information on ways to keep healthy. So it's not just about the food, but it's also about thinking about where you're eating, how you're eating, all that mindful eating. So the new guidelines, if you click on the Canada's Food Guide at the side, there we go. Yeah. So it's eating a variety of healthy foods, including your vegetables and fruit, your protein foods, which also include your beans, lentils, hummus, nuts, seeds, as well as any of your animal proteins, and milk, yogurts would fit in there as well. And then the other quarter of the plate, you'll see the grains and pasta, rice, those types of things. And we're trying to limit the intake of high sodium foods, high sugary foods, and saturated fat, because those ones lead more towards your current high risk conditions like diabetes and heart disease, so as well as obesity. So they're trying to take a lot of those things down. And instead of beverage or pop as a beverage, they're recommending to actually have water as a beverage. And you can flavor your water quite easily with just lemons, and putting a little bit of lemon and some berries in your water can give it a really nice flavor without, if you don't like just water. And a lot of people are like that. They just don't care for water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the basics for Canada's Food Guide.
Okay. And that's easily, that was the website for Canada's Food Guide that I was showing. It's food-guide.canada.ca. Just a quick Google search for Canada's Food Guide. That should be the first thing to come up.
Get you there.
And
the other thing about that is that it comes in different. It also comes in different languages. So if you have an alternate language, it has a lot of different languages.
Perfect. Yeah, that's great. We've got students from all over, so that's perfect. And I mentioned earlier too, just about snacking. I think especially since we're all home so much these days, we might be looking for some healthier options. What are some things that you'd suggest for people?
Usually you're aiming for snacks to be in around 100 to 150 calories, no more than that. If you start snacking on higher calorie items, it's going to add to your total calorie intake for the day, which may lead to more weight gain. So choosing snacks that have little to no added sugars, having something that's, if you are planning to have something that's higher in energy, try to plan it when you're going to be more active. So if you have your your cookies that you absolutely love and you don't want to give up and you really want to have that, have it just before you go for your walk, or have it before you go dancing, or have it before you're going out to train. So adding those higher calorie items, you can still have them, but it's planning them. And that's the easiest way to get around it. Usually your snacks, you're aiming for things that have a protein choice as well as a carbohydrate choice. So it gives you, and anything that has a higher fiber content and a higher water content is going to be more satisfying than if you're just having your chips or pop or cookies, those types of things, right? So nuts
what are a few things? Okay.
So yeah, so
like
nuts and berries. Yeah, nuts and berries, yogurt and fruit. Even a salad if you're really kind of hungry, you've got a little bit of larger, you can take that salad and add your nuts and your seeds and a few berries to the salad, and that's going to be a little bit more filling, but a lot lower in calorie than if you were doing some of the other items that you can choose. Yeah. And unlockfoods.ca. Unlockfoods.ca has a ton of different snack ideas.
Okay, I'll show that quickly as well. Unlockfoods.ca. There's the website.
Yeah, that has all kinds of healthy eating tips and information. And then you just go into the search item, search snack foods, and it'll take you to it.
Awesome. Mm-hmm. That's great. And then we did get a question earlier as well about what you would suggest for a good snack or a healthy snack for after working out. Is there anything you'd suggest for that?
Well, you're looking for 25 to 30 grams. If you're strength training, you want to make sure that you're getting a higher protein content within an hour of actual strength training. An hour is the best. 2 hours maximum. So anything that's going to be a higher protein content. So your nuts, seeds, 3 ounces of lean meat. So that could be a chicken, turkey, even a lean pork will do. Or having some yogurt, like Greek yogurt, or even a 500 mils of chocolate milk right after you train can give you a really high protein content, because that's whey protein. That's what a lot of the bodybuilders will actually grab, and it's cheaper to grab some milk than it is to buy that whey protein. Yeah. That would be my suggestion.
Okay, great. And then and looking back a few months too, March was Nutrition Month here in Canada. I'm wondering what your advice would be on how we can still connect with other people and enjoy cooking and food with them, even though we're all sort of at our own homes.
Well, I know a lot of people that I've talked to, they're actually doing virtual virtual dinners where everybody's getting on their devices and hooking up that way. And some people are hooking up. I know my niece and I hooked up to cook some, I was trying to show her how to make some pita bread. So we were doing that virtually as well. So that's using awesome. Your devices as best you can. It's kind of fun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And any last thoughts too before we wrap up today, just about even some healthy, easy to use ingredients that people can pick up at the store?
Well, if you're trying to get studying done and you're working and you still want to have time to play, when you're planning your meals, try to make sure that you're planning extra. So what I do is I only cook twice a week because I'm working 3 jobs. So I understand how hard it is to get everything done in a short period of time. Thank goodness I don't have children. I'd never make it. But, cooking extra. So if you're making a dish for supper, make enough to make it through for lunch the next day. Or if you're a meat eater, then cooking a whole bird and then taking it off the bone and throwing it in the freezer in smaller portions, so you can pull it out, make quesadillas, or pull it out, make sandwiches, or do whatever you put it into a stir fry. Those things are great. If you're going out to the grocery store, you don't have time to cut and peel and wash. Those packets of vegetables that are pre-washed in the produce section, they're great. And there's some that I just started using this one with kale and Brussels sprouts, which is something I would never eat, like just on their own. I don't like that slimy taste. But in this particular way, and this is what I always tell people, if you don't like vegetables, cut them up small and put them in something, because that's a great way to get them in there if you're not a vegetable fan. and most of us aren't a vegetable fan.
Yeah.
So trying to do that it would be the easiest way to quick, easy things that you can do. Beans
Okay.
and lentils are also fast, so that's a great way to add protein if you're a vegetarian or if you just want a vegetarian meal.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome. Well, I think we're sort of reaching the end of our half hour today, but thank you so much, Shannon, for
Okay.
all your advice today and for answering our questions.
Okay. Have a great day.
You too. Take care. Awesome. So thank you so much again to Anthony and Shannon for taking our questions today. Again, I feel like we could have talked for, an extra hour. There's so much to go over, so many different awesome recipes and meal ideas. So hopefully we gave you some inspiration and some good tips for you for healthy eating at home. So if you missed any of our live chat today, we were covering food and nutrition, summer barbecues, healthy eating and snacks. We are going to be posting this live chat to our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube accounts afterwards this afternoon. So keep an eye out for those. And we're going to be back next week with another live chat. So please stay tuned. It's Thursday, June 18 at 1 p.m. It's going to be on a different topic. So please stay tuned for more information about that. And I'll just give another quick plug to our website. Again, it's got tons and tons of information on it, GeorgianCollege.ca. And on there, you can find lots of information about what we were chatting today, some of those program pages. If you are interested in some of those food nutrition programs or culinary programs, for sure, head to GeorgianCollege.ca and go to the academics bar here, and then you can actually search full-time programs here by keywords, areas of interest, that sort of thing. As well by academic area, you can also see different programs that we offer. So that's always a great option. As well, if you're looking for any other kind of information on our COVID-19 updates, we can head to this orange bar right up at the top. Click there, and that will take you to our COVID-19 page. Some important dates right here up at the top to help out our students for especially summer now, 2020 dates. And we also have it broken down into different sections by semester, by category, as well as you can see here, there's a link to our page just for international students, and that will take you to this page here as well with even more information about different topics related to our international students and our COVID-19 updates. So anyway, thank you so much again to everybody for joining us, and keep an eye out in case you did miss it. We will be posting this online after, and we'll see you next Thursday for another new live chat. In the meantime, stay healthy, everybody, stay safe, and take care. Bye for now.